Alrighty, everyone. I can't zoom in. I try to zoom in, but I can't. But with that being said, everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to another day in the wonderful world of Wartales. Where today, update is not out yet. I'm just making this because we're going to do something else for the update because I keep forgetting. So, with further ado on, today, it's actually going to be a relaxing day for our mercenaries. They're not going to be fighting today. They're just going to chill and camp until the next update. Also, with that being said, the next update, we do know that we are getting level 15 equipment now. So the question is, are we going to see the next video? I honestly do not know. I know we are going to get new equipment, so we're going to have to probably farm some resources, and depending on the goal, is there any additional content, like a new area, new mission, new something? If not, there is a chance you will not see that video until the next big content gets updated. Depends how it goes. Depends. With that being said, you're probably wondering, are you going to make beast weapons? I actually don't think I'm going to make beast weapons then. Since they announced the update with the level 15, I neglected and did not want to make beast weapons because it's going to be using resources, and then those resources, if they're the same, can be used for the level 15. So that's why I'm delaying the beast weapons. I want to compare the two first and see which one is better, and then I'll decide from there. But highly likely, I am probably gonna make the level 15s over the beast because it'll get me stronger. But yeah. So that's my plan to next update, or next update, because we know there's one coming out in September or October. One of those, September or October, we're getting a new update from there. So if you don't see a video from the level 15, I will probably merge it with the September/October update. I don't fully remember when that one's coming out. But yeah, so you're probably wondering, what are we doing today? Well, we're actually sitting down, relaxing, and then I'm just gonna read. And you're probably going, what? You remember the Codex? I did not do them when the update came out, so that's what we're gonna be doing today. So we're gonna sit back, read all the Codex. There's 3, 6, 9 Codex. I think I already read you the first one, but I'll reread that one. So you remember the Codex are found in the tombs, and then when you uncover each of the parts, there's 3 parts of Codex, and then they will lure you somewhere, and then when you get there, you might claim a prize. We found our first one already. It was a couple of videos ago. I don't fully remember what video, but we did find our first one in Ventru. No, not Ventru. We are in Ventrus. Where was it? It's in Lutheran. So our first one we found was in Lutheran. If you read the clues, it'll point you where to go. If you get stuck, I'm pretty sure community has already found out. It's just they tell you like some hints on where to go. But yeah, so we're going to be reading that. Unfortunately, we don't have all of them. You're probably wondering, pretty sure we have all of them. You went through the tombs and got everything. Yeah, the tomb ones I got, but unfortunately, this one, I don't know where I got this. And it's only part 1. I think there's 5 parts or something, because I checked in the knowledge, and then there's more parts, so I'm missing the other one. So I might have to go to community and see where these are, the Chronicles of Earths. So yeah, so that's all we're going to be doing today. We're going to be reading Codex, and after we finish, I'm going to mark it there, and then I'll see everyone in the next video. Alright, so I'm going to read off this area, the Codex management. So this is all the Codex you can find in tombs right now. They're out of order, I think. I do not know. And also, you should remember, when we found this one, it's in different regions, so you have to read it and then find where to go. I think the map will show you. I am not too sure if the map will show you where it is. But yeah, so let's go ahead and start with the first one and read all of it, and then I'll mark it there. So today we are starting Citizens Codex Chapter 1. When visiting the Great Lakes of Teahee, you may have wondered about the starting canopy by the largest lakeshore. Hardly anyone visits it nowadays, and I fear it may succumb to the ravage of time. These codex are not written by me. Oh, I can also read it from there. Chapter 2. Dumzuzi fame is now restricted to the small city of Lizette, a symbol of a decay for our customs, so to speak. But who now cares for the health of his neighbor? Who now sets their work aside to lend assistance to a friend? I have no clue. Chapter 3. Concern for others used to be value. We used to celebrate honest men like Dunzim by building them a temple as big and beautiful as those merchant and craftsmen. Back then, the real heroes were good neighbors and kind citizens. People change, worlds change over time. They were not all the same as before. So that is the Citizen Codex. It looks like citizens wrote that. I am not too sure. We have Artist Codex now. Chapter 1. That night, I woke to a racket that made the window rattle. Stepping out into the garden, I saw fireworks were being fired from the city. A beauty of awe made such a rude awakening somewhat tolerable. So he's bright lights. Maybe cover your windows. Chapter 2. Who else but an artist could have designed something so beautiful? Fireworks, I'm guessing? It's said that such display are best enjoyed when set off above a lake. Originally intended by Dagon in his mountain lake. Ooh, that'd be really cold water then. Chapter 3. The artist used to set off the fireworks from the other side of the lake, opposed from the town of Amessa, still nestled today in the rocky enclave. He had set up his workshop there too to avoid any incident with the explosive powder. I hope to travel there soon. Where is that? Something in the mountains then. So you had to read what they're saying, and then you can get there yourself. I'm pretty sure every codex will have a reward. And now the brown one, the Merchant's Codex, Chapter 1. Rich as Nepti, son of Nepti, the Mountain King is sentimentally nowadays, except in colloquial expressions. Our contemporaries seem to forget that they're being murdered by his own son. What? Nepti was not only the wealthiest man in the world, but also the visionary. Murdered by your own son? Ugh. Chapter 2. One needs to behold Dromtha Harbor to realize that this temple of trade is first and foremost the feat of ingenuity, the creator of this harbor, which looks like no other harbor. Where do we see harbor? Which looks like no other, and changed Medicare Peninsula into the thriving region. Preserve greater posterity. Where is a harbor? I don't remember seeing one. Maybe I did. Chapter 3. This obvious ungratefulness might be rooted to what the king denied his heirs. Chronicles recounting Nepti's last moments mention a certain object thrown into the depths of the basin north of Drometh Harbor. Drometh! Ooh, there you go. You can go there and try to find the reward. I'm not going to do it today. Maybe I'll go someday, but I'm just tired. Builder's Codex. So this is the fourth one. I fell asleep in Canalopus and awoke in Surfraid, but the cities look so alike that I didn't realize that I left the harbor. It's just such a shame to see all the young builders copying Eric's work. So this is the builders. Chapter 2. The epicenter of this phenomenon is undoubtedly Tiltren. Oh! Nobody has dared even more a stone since Etzurk redesigned the city, as if the place were frozen in time. Ooh, Tiltren. The builder's fame benefits the city too, although not without certain measures of cynicism. Its citizens gathering on the lake shore are quite a sight as behold as they descend with open mouth and empty pockets. They donate all the money into the halls below to contemplate a simple chisel. Alright, so the next one is Gold. Combatants Codex, Chapter 1. Know, dear readers, that I do not pit myself against the arena's vulgarity without good reason. This place, I dare say, is not the outlet for our savagery, but for the source of it. Such demonstrations of violence are not suitable for those who claim to be civilized. Chapter 2. Is this from a warrior itself? Because my chronicles demanded, because my chronicles demanded it, and because I spare no effort in my quest for knowledge, whatever it may cost me personally, I visit the arena of Horon? I don't remember any of the arenas we went to though. And Narcissus. What a sight. The building planted squarely in the middle of the rolling hills and vineyards, sticking out like a sore thumb. Oh, this is Vetrus, I think it is. Even though we're in it, I think it is. As one approaches the arena, the clamor of bicycle crowds drowns out all other sounds, from the gentle song of the bird to powerful white water of the two rivers surrounding it. I think this is Vetrus. The entrance to the building mangles in the small limestone cliff, which would otherwise have been quite picturesque. Cool. He's writing his experience going in and what he does. Next one is Green. Explorer's Codex, Chapter 1. Despite several years of scouring the world and combining our city's archives, I have found no reliable source regarding Bedite. Little we know about our civilization founder, but it's no more than a myth and legend. Chapter 2. How can we know for certain that he ever existed? Even his tomb was built 1,000 years ago, after his estimated death. As for the compass of the town of Laberta protects like a relic, how can we be sure it even belongs to him? I have no clue. We don't know if he's real. Is there information that shows that he's real? Chapter 3. I have seen it with my own eyes. I've traveled to a sanctuary located in the north of the river island. Yeah, every time I'm reading this, everyone, I'm trying to picture the map in my head and where the location is. Joining the Thrones of Faithful, I went down to the crypt, but I saw there was an ordinary compass. Be the kind of our grandparents would have owned. It would have been useless given that Beatrice traveled in. What's real and what's fake, everyone? Who knows? Who knows? All right, we got blue, then white, red, and then pure white. So this one, and this one. So this one is the DLC. So you can probably tell Admiral, and then this is the latest one. All right, so we're gonna go blue. General's Codex, Chapter 1. Sorry about that, everyone. Water break. Despite the commoners' protests... Chapter 1. Despite the commoners' protests and the scholars' admonitions, the general precipitated the war between Canelopus and Siegfried. According to her, the weapons at our disposal would grant us an easy victory. This would not come to pass. Oh, what happened? The General, Chapter 2. We have witnessed and complete the utter devastation of both our countries. Who could imagine this should be a nightmare? What our fathers had built, what our mothers had made. The roads in this field we had loved as children are now ruined and barren deserts. That's what happened when war goes, right? Anything on the surroundings gets destroyed. Chapter 3. As if to punish Medrit for her ambition, death took her far from her tomb, separated from full honors due to her rank by angry sea of warring battleships. May her body rot far from the living in the wreckage of Teahee Harbor, amid the foul stench of destruction. Oh gosh. And then we have red. So this is the we're gonna find out. It's just a missing ship because it is an Admiral's Codex, Chapter 1. My journey led me quite by chance to the icy mountain shores of Anofir. Are we gonna locate these areas? There's so much names that I don't recognize. To pass the time, I was admiring the details of the ballista on my ship's main deck, and decided to check my cabin boy's knowledge of the subject. He couldn't even name its inventor. That's okay. Ish, depends on what's being trained in. Chapter 2. The interaction robbed me of my last hope of relaxing that day, and I fiercely threw myself into educating the poor ingrate. He stared at me with bulging eyes as I explained that there are not for Enlilo, Prince of the Seas, Admiral and brilliant inventor, our shores would have be at the mercy of Siegfried and its monsters. I want to fight monsters. Chapter 3. To cap off the irony, the fool told me that he was born and raised in Enlofir, the very place where Campfire is located is truly that far from the harbor is to the lakes. It didn't take much to reveal that the full depth of this child's laziness. Oh gosh. And then finally, everyone, before we go ahead and mark it off there, the Maker's Codex Chapter 1. And then the other one, the one that we're not done, I'll do that later on. Hopefully, maybe. We had to wait for Sigurd's army. Oh, this is Maker's Codex Chapter 1, the Maker. We had to wait until Sigurd's army was only 3 days march away from the Makers and finally come to their senses. They ordered the arena to slaughter the animals immediately and headed off to Berjana themselves. Chapter 2. Terrified, I thought the enemy might be bold of their work and turn it against the Canopus. They destroyed their machines one by one and burned every last scroll. This is the Skelmar region, right? I think, or is it the Beast region? I don't fully remember. They even went so far as to ransack Urshu Temple and throw the key into the depths of the lake. A frantic act and sabotaging what disgrace to us all. These creatures should never have been created in the first place. Creatures. I think this is the Beast. And then finally, Chapter 3. Alas, things done hastily aren't often done well. I worry that they may have been neglected. For example, no one told me that the description of Ursuru Crypt west of Dromaf Harbor. They missed such an obvious place. How can we be sure that we will bring down with us in the depths of the abomination that we ourselves have created? Wait a minute, you created. But yes, everyone, that marks the end of all the codex. I do hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, reading got me pretty hyped on the next update. I know the next big update is going to be maybe exciting because I'm not going to reveal it. You can go ahead and look up yourself, but they did reveal what's coming, and then we'll see what's there. So with video 1, that marks the video there. I do apologize that there's no fighting one. It's just me reading, and then we're learning more about what some citizens wrote in their codex during their time of living. And then, like I mentioned before, depending on how it goes, you may or may not see the next video into some time. Kind of depends on what's included in the next update. So with video everyone, look forward to the next video. So for that, have an awesome day, and I'll catch you later. Bye bye.